Okay, Ned, what's next?
It's the transaction manager.
Are you ready, Ned?
Yep, I'm ready.
Let me just have a sip of water. Actually, you know what? Let's take a short break. Let's have a short dance party. Ned, cue the tape.
I think we're ready to go. Let's do some great hip-hop dancing. Vaudeville. 2 steps, running man. Twist. Running man. Twist. Scissors. Jump. Pigeon. Window washer. Basketball. Big slide. Use that left. That's jamming. That's the cowboy hip-hop. 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 Let's do it twice more.
All right, much better energy. Now let's do this. Let's get into the transaction manager, Ned. All right, if you're like me, you sometimes wake up in a cold sweat worrying about what important closing details you may have missed. Is due diligence over? Did you miss the repair deadline? Did you schedule the closing? Now, I'm sure you'll agree. There is a lot that can go wrong with this whole real estate thing, and people count on us to not just find them a home or sell their property. They count on us to get it done right. And even if you have a good assistant juggling 3 or 4 closings at once, it can be like herding cats and screwing things up even a little bit is not good for future referrals. So let me show you how the transaction manager can step in and save your reputation. Ned, let's start by showing them how to automate the process up front, and then let's cover the 2 ways to start a transaction.
Yeah, sure thing.
Ned will start on the left-hand side here, and then he'll just click Default Tasks. And as you can see, there are a few columns for the different types of real estate tasks. There's the new buyer, the new seller, and the new sphere, and all of those are already available, so those come for free. So if you're just going to plan on using the free CRM, then you'll have these automations for free. And this way, as you add a new buyer or a new seller, well, then you can have a series of tasks automatically applied, like searching for their social media profiles or sending them a handwritten note or finding out their birthdays. Now, with our Pro system, you can use default tasks that automatically apply as soon as you start a new transaction. And you'll find the Pro account comes preloaded with default closing tasks to get you started. Or you can just start fresh and create your own closing plans. Now, the first way to kick off a new transaction is right from a person's record. Let's look at a contact, Ned.
Yep, 1 second. Let me pull that up. Okay, here we go.
Okay, here's Casey Moore. Take a look at her status section in this record. Neutral is just as it sounds. They're in your database and, well, you may or may not know this person and they're not doing anything yet. Now, warm means that you as the realtor are aware that someone's going to do business and that you just need to make it happen. And that's the point of these CRMs, to set yourself up to find these opportunities. Like if Casey here were to tell us she's getting married and she and her fiance are currently living in a 1-bedroom condo. Well, you know as well as I that that's only going to last for so long. And soon Casey and her future husband will be looking to expand. And of course, from there, they may have children and then grandparents move from out of state. So all of these things are based on the Ford technique and listening for opportunities. So you start planting seeds and just listening a little bit closer. Now, hot means that they finally reached out and said, let's sell the condo and buy a bigger place. And now watch what happens when you change the status to contract. Go ahead, Ned. So the system prompts you to start a transaction. So let me just say this one more time, just to clarify. As soon as you change the status of someone to under contract, this transaction management system kicks into gear and all of the default tasks that you set begin. And I know that you're thinking, well, every transaction is different. How can you just apply one plan? And don't worry about that. You can modify dates, remove items that don't apply. The system is very pliable and it's made to work with you, not against you. So we'll just confirm the address of the property and then let's just go right into the transaction manager. There we go. Okay, the second way to kick off a transaction is by going to the Working in Your Business section and then just clicking this link. Now we'll click Add New on the right. Thank you, Ned. And we'll just start typing the customer's name and just find the right person. Now you'll notice the focus is on the property address here, but it looks similar to a person's record. And we decided to keep the user experience super simple. Ned did anyway, because, well, who needs clutter when you're trying to focus? And Ned is excellent at this. So the client is on the left, and these tools here allow you to call from the transaction or text or email or add notes. And all of these add to this activity stream here. Let me just add a note. Ned, can you do that? Buyer has chosen to waive the right to get a lead-based paint test. Thank you, sir. See, there it is. This activity stream is a timeline of events, and if you have a team, well, your admin can handle all of this. And you'll not have to talk to them to see what's been happening when each of your customer calls for an update. So it keeps everyone on the same page. And again, I like it because, well, part of my problem with just having an assistant and having anybody working with me, which is very uncommon for me, is that I don't like to talk all the time. I'm so busy and exhausted from just talking to people that I just like it to be easy. So you'll put in the sales price and where it came from so you can track all of your business. And then you can add tags below, like if it came from a church group or an expired mailer. And then, of course, you'll add the closing date. And then here's where you'll add the closing parties. This is very new and very different than any transaction manager out there because of the vendor network. And remember, this positions you to generate goodwill in your community by helping local business owners. You can choose from a current vendor or you can add a new closing party. You'll also want to make sure and categorize them by vendor type. So I'm going to add a new surveyor here. Ned, can you do that for us? So we'll just add their first name and their last name and their email and phone. The demo does this for us. And then we'll just choose real estate transaction specialists, and then we'll choose the surveyor. And you might be wondering, well, why are you adding a surveyor? Why is this important? Well, there are two reasons. First, the surveyor will be a part of the home management system that you're going to give the buyer at closing, so they can know who helped them in 10 years. And secondly, you'll easily be able to add this surveyor to your vendor network and then share them later. So as I add closing parties here, I can then go into my vendor network later and decide if I want to add them to my digital Rolodex of the people that I normally recommend. Now, if so, I'll just add my word of mouth recommendation and send the invitation later. Ned, let's just click save now. Okay, now the different closing parties are added, and on the right-hand side, you'll see the default tasks applied, and as you work through them, you'll just check them off. As you add the home inspection and a copy of the appraisal, well, your client will find them again in the free software, which we're going to get to next.
Hey Nat, let's move into home management now.